Hello everyone. So I just wanted to give my 2 cents opinion about what's going on uh, in the Jewish community. I mean, there's obviously everybody's going crazy about it. I mean, it's normal. It is terrible, um, but we know it's gonna get worse. I mean, it's written everywhere. We're in America almost, you know, a good amount of time, and everything I'm saying is I'm saying to myself, so I'm not pointing out fingers. But uh, what are we doing in America? We're all supposed to be in Israel. It says everywhere in the Torah that you're gonna come to a country that is not yours, and you're gonna get settled and comfortable, and it's gonna be great, and then you're gonna start to forget about God. Now, forgetting about God doesn't necessarily mean forgetting about that you forgot that there is God, and that's it. It means that in your service of God, or in what Hashem wants, what God wants, you're gonna start forgetting about it, and our intimacy with Him is gonna get detached. And yes, we do our religious thing, or we do pray, and we do that and that, but are you actually coming close to God, becoming intimate with God? Are you thinking of going to the land of Israel, which is the place where you're supposed to be? I speak to people, they don't want to move, they're not interested in moving. It's not a desire in their heart. Um, so yes, you don't just go to Israel. It's not that easy. It requires a tremendous amount of work and all that, and that's one reason I'm still in Galus. But I'm constantly thinking, okay, when am I going to Israel? You make a plan. When are we going to be able? Your desire, your heart has to be aching that you're not there, and for most people, it's not like that. So right now, I spoke to a lot of very no, not a lot. I spoke to a few very holy rabbi, and it's the same. Has always been the same in every country I've been, and it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse, and what's happening is that yes, we need to fight back in the sense, not aggressively, but we have to be ready. We have to be ready to defend ourselves. We have to. In a way, God is pushing us to become independent. We are, in a way, more independent than we ever were, meaning we have a certain amount of uh, individual, or we are able to stand on our own on some level, um, for now, but we have an Israel, we have an army, we have a kind of a backup, we have weapons, whatever, and we are able to defend ourselves on some level. But what's happening now with all the aggressivity and anti-Semitism, this can get worse, and it can go all over America. It's very easy to spread in a few days, just like the same thing as in Germany. Because God runs the show, and God wants us to wake up, and God wants us to realize, okay, we gotta speak to God in very deep and intimate way. We have to want to go to Israel. We have to have that desire, uh, and I think that's the wake up calls. All those are wake up calls. They are messages. Do we understand why things happen exactly the way they are? I don't think so, but it happens a lot. This crazy thing that everybody talk about now, that happened in Muncie, that happens during Hanukkah, and a few of them, most of them happen in Hanukkah, and it's a Hanukkah message that you are being assimilated. Yeah, you look like Jews, you act like Jews, but what's in your heart? Is in your heart Israel, the Shekhinah? Are you really working on your character traits? Are you really praying to God with understanding, not just saying the words from the Siddur? Do you actually enjoy being Jewish? Are you eating healthy? Are you trying to go to Israel every day? Are you being honest in your dealings in the business? Are you paying your taxes? Are you doing what a Jew is supposed to do? Be honest and working on himself and be a role model for others. Non-Jews are supposed to admire us. So if we're not acting in a way that non-Jews admire us, it's gonna backfire. Every non-Jew that you disrespected, every non-Jew that you screwed up, whether it's in business or anything, and you're gonna say, oh, we're Jewish, we're allowed to do that, this is garbage. You have to treat every non-Jew with tremendous respect, love, and friendship. Yes, we don't marry them and we don't think, but you have to. Who do you think you are to disrespect any human being? So, if you don't do that, it's going to backfire on the Jewish community. And I see how, so some of the, I'm not going to say any groups, but especially specific ultra-Orthodox groups, sometimes the way they speak about non-Jews and look at them and treat them is completely wrong. How we're going to be a light into the nation? So you want to be, happy, safe, and have the right to live here and be respected by others? Well, act like a real Jew. Then that would be different. Then you can go into the land of Israel with pride and honor. If we don't do it the right way, then you're going to be kicked out like a miserable piece of garbage, because your Judaism goes through the window, because we're not acting properly towards non-Jews, towards America that gives us so much freedom as Jews. So if we don't appreciate that, I mean, it's Thanksgiving, right? So you have to be thankful for the President of the United States. You have to be thankful to all the politicians or whatever. It doesn't matter if they're good or bad. You have to be appreciative that God gave you a country and where there's a lot of chesed going on, where you can live with your freedom of religion like never ever before in history. A country where you're spoiled like no other country in the world. You have everything. So we have to appreciate that, because otherwise, says exactly in the pasuk, you're gonna come in a place, you're gonna be satiated, and you're gonna forget about God, and you're gonna serve idolatry, money, power, the cult of the ego. So we as Jews, we have to wake up and not just defend ourselves with weapons and whatever people are doing. It says we're not supposed to be afraid at the end of time. But the only ones who are not going to be afraid are the ones who truly believe that everything is from God, and that what we have, the real work, is the work in the heart, the work on character traits, the work on being a real Jew. So that's one of my 2 cents, and I think unless we really resolve the problems that we have as Jews, we're gonna have a lot of problems with non-Jews, and it's all on us. There's no need to point at fingers. Oh, look what they're doing, anti-Semitism. Everything comes from us. We are guilty of anything that happens to us. Doesn't mean we shouldn't defend ourselves and point fingers at the ones who attack and who are wrong. But the root of the problem is us. With the Greek holiday or anything, it was always, all the battles we had is always Jews against Jews, and it just, the non-Jews just remind us you're doing something wrong within your own Judaism. So for those who are smart and read the message, let's try to be better Jews and good Jews, really, because if you're religious without being a good person, a good human being, a respectful human being, then there's no religion to start with. Derech Eretz Kadma Torah, the character traits, the whole book of Bereshit, right? The first book of the Torah, it's all about character traits, stories, Abraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov, Yosef, all how to stay pure, how to stay holy. And if you're not holy, then God is going to kick you out in the wrong way. So let us work on holiness, and little by little we'll get there, and hopefully deserve to be called Israel, deserve to be called a Jew, and not be treated like dirty Jews. But we have to earn it. So let us let us all work on that, and God willing, there will be no more pain, suffering, anti-Semitism, and we'll all go to Israel because we truly want, not because we're kicked out, because we want and we love Israel, and we know that's the only place where we can truly be Jewish, we can truly do our mission as Jews to be a nation, is through Israel, by living in Israel. And until we get that in our head, then, and our hearts, and we plan, even if you're planning for 10 years ahead, but plan. I can't wait to go to Israel. Why I'm going to Israel? Learn about the love of Israel. What's so great about being Israel? And God willing, we'll be able to have a quick redemption, with happiness and not suffering. Baruch Adonai leolam. Amen ve'amen.